So as an employer, what do you need to consider? Probably the first thing is that sense of safety. You have employees that have potentially been out of the workforce for a couple of months, could be feeling really nervous, unsettled, just concerned about the whole fact of coming back, getting lifts, trying to come through the safety, share toilets. So really, I suppose, getting a real sense of where your employees feel safety-wise. And we're going to talk a little bit about it's really important for you to manage that safety and also make sure you communicate what you're doing to manage safety. Also, personal preferences. We've had already a number of questions of people who have basically said, I've got staff that don't necessarily want to come back to work. They're really happy working at home. What do we do in that situation? Which becomes difficult. And also looking for flexible work arrangements. Public transport is a big issue. We can have, someone getting in their car, coming to work and the work being cleaned and all the hygiene protocols being followed. But if they're having to travel in public transport and don't feel comfortable about that, then we do need to consider what that means in terms of their reluctance about coming to work. Also, just the practicalities of sharing premises. We certainly share a premises, and whilst I have a level of control over what we do in terms of our part of the building, what happens with joint toilets? What happens with lifts? What happens with all those joint areas? So being just aware of all these parts, and of course, family responsibilities. Childcare. There's been a lot of issues with childcare. So even though it's been free, there's not necessarily been available to get extra days. So how does that impact the work? And probably the most important thing to be aware of from a fair work kind of legal point of view is making sure you're meeting the requirements for flexible working arrangements. So that's, with older people and people with small children and who have some disabilities. And also making sure that you're meeting the requirements of providing an environment which is safe and healthy.
If you would like to find out more information about us, it's at inquiries@processworx.com.au or 089 316 9896.